Welcome to my podcast, Let Me Be Me, and here are my thoughts. Thank you very much for listening to my second episode today. And what I was thinking today to record was that I want to talk about the discrimination level of homosexuality in the case of adoption, because this year I definitely want to research everything here in Portugal to adopt, because the adoption process takes some time. And what I was googling now, have a little research how many orphan children we actually have, and from 2021 of the UN information, it's 50 million foster kids we have, or orphan kids. I think that's the better terminology. Sorry for that again. And yeah, 50 million orphans. For me, it's an incredible high number what we have here. And then I was researching in which countries are the same-sex marriage is open, because if the same-sex marriage is open, or it's legalized to marriage your partner, then in the same case we have the same privilege like straight couples. So and I research, it's around 32 countries in the world where the same-sex marriage is legalized. So this means of the total amount of countries what we have in the world, it's 195 countries we have in the world. So it's mean 163 countries there's no allowed for the same-sex partners to adopt children, even to marriage the same-sex partner. So the level of discrimination around the world against homosexual people, it's a really high amount. And what I know from my research, and also when I talk with people who would love to adopt, a lot of people saying also it's better to not marriage, because then what I saw in the same time, some countries have the allowance, or they allow that you can adopt as a single parent. So that means as a single parent it's okay that you can adopt a children, but in the time you marriage your partner, you're in a committed relationship by law, then you are not anymore allowed to adopt these children. And there's a huge gap in the way we need to fight for our rights, because the high amount of countries who literally not allowing me to raise kids with a partner together, it's in the same time not a huge shock, because I know, okay, the world is still really homophobic and really discriminated to my community, to my LGBTQIA plus community. And in the same time for me is I deeply want to have kids. This, in a certain age, I definitely knew about it, that I want to have kids and I want to adopt kids, because the surrogate in this point is also really expensive, and not everybody can afford a surrogate. And then you have the moral thing, if you want to suffer other women or other person to give birth to your kid, because a birth is also not the easiest thing at all. Um, I would do that, to be honest with you, because people know about the risk, people get informed in the procedure and how all the things are. And if someone would offer me that, I would definitely say not no, because my deep feeling to get a kid is bigger in this point, but in the same time, I would inform this person. If not the company who do this, inform the person, I would definitely being clear how how a pregnancy is, and that the person know about it, and also understand that it's not the easiest process at all. Um, but what I'm thinking in this point is like, it's so sad that I need to think twice harder about to how I adopt my kid and how I present myself as a homosexual person to the company or to the people who actually help you in the process to adopt the children. Because when my sister and me was in South Africa, there was a street child, and my sister wanted to deeply to help this kid, and the reaction of these kids was for me really painful, because my sister, she searched for SOS um, childcare home, and then we went there, and yeah, the South African dynamic, it's really how you say, for me, when I was there, the apartheid actually never finished. Always when we went to a restaurant or something like that, you mainly had a white owner of the restaurant, and then the black employees who are serving you. So it was a really awkward and strange feeling for myself. But anyway, we went there, and then a black man came out and was talking to us, and we explained the situation, or I explained the situation, because my sister's English was not that good, but she researched, and I told her, yeah, we can do that. Anyway, I'm on vacation, but if you do that, and then I can have the part where I can talk with the people. We went there, talked with them, and in the beginning, when we was talking about the stuff in the child care system there, we was talking. Then a white man came out, and the white man literally told me, this kid in this position on this street where he is living, or living, um, that he makes more money than people than they going to work. So first issue, how a street kid can make more money when someone is going to work. So then there's a bigger issue than just to have homeless people on the street. But then he was not really assisting. He was just blaming the kid. He choose to being on the street and living this life. You need to imagine a kid or the dynamic in South Africa. If you're living on the street, it's painful, and the kids need to sleep during the day. They try to rest during the day, even if it's super hot, and in a certain point you're not really can see, because you're thinking all the time, okay, I need to be in defensive mode. And then when the night begins, the how you say it, not the fight, but the surviving start. Because in the 2 weeks we were there in South Africa, in Cape Town, what I saw was that this kid lost a shoe, got marks, got beaten, and because in the night everybody tries to survive. They're searching for food, they need to run, they get abused, and all this kind of stuff. It's so painful to imagine how a kid need to survive in our societies around the world. And it was really, really crazy. Um, no, crazy. It was unbelievable in my point to have this situation, because for me, kids are one of the innocent people in this world, what we need to protect in any point, because if we don't do that, we have still the society where we are living in. And that's why for me it's so important to keep going on fighting for our rights as homosexual people, because when we decide to have kids, we deeply deciding to have kids, since this feeling is deeply rooted in our hearts, because it's just not meaning that we just want to have a kid. No, it's meaning that we inform us what it's mean to have a kid, how we need to treat this kid, how we need to have the certain information about a certain stage in of the kid's life. And I think we need to be more informed in certain points as straight people, because it's the process is so hard for us that we need to be excellent in our um, how you say, in our way, how we present to the caregivers, because you have the discrimination level where people still thinking that we are abusing kids and that we are in the same level of pedophiles, what it's definitely a really, really shit conversation. And please, people, never ever, if you're talking about the LGBTQ community, don't use the term pedophile in any case, because we are not pedophiles. We just love the same sex. So, and it's not meaning that we are trying to be in love with children, but because this is ridiculous thoughts and unbelievable that people thinking this way, just to discriminate our sexuality. And yeah, it's the case in South Africa when I saw it was for me really painful, because then I had two thoughts. We went to the SAS childcare village where everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, please try to assist us with fundings and all that stuff." And then we go there, and literally the person who need to react to this situation tell us that this child have a better life who people go working, and don't and tell us that he don't need to be on the streets, he choose to be on the street. And I think no kid in the world choosing to be on the street. um and there was the first issue when I imagined, like, oh wow, okay, so all the companies who were literally posting and advertising that they are helping kids, and we try to find a solution for this, doing nothing at all. And then you have the discrimination point where we are not allowed in certain countries, 163 countries in total, where we can't adopt and assist children in needs to give them a home. And I think there's this huge gap in our society that we still need to figure out, or still need to understand what it's mean to adopt kids. And the process to adopt kids is incredible, because these things what I reading is mainly that you need a lot of money, so you're literally buying your kids. And if you have more money, it's easier. I get the point, you need to get care of the kids, because a kid is not cheap at all. But do you have is it better then that you decline to give the kid a home in a poor family, even they would love to have a kid, than to keep the kid in an orphan house with a lot of kids and have mainly um, 2 to 3, if this is if this is possible in any country, 2 to 3 people who get to take care of several kids in the same time. So I think we need to reinvent our adoption system to make more a classification or certification about it, how to raise kids, and then how to being rich and saying, oh, I can afford a kid. Because to affording a kid, a lot of people getting kids because they can, and they don't have the same weight, or they don't have the same wealthy to raise the kids. But I need to have I need to be really wealthy to get a kid. But this person just can create a kid or born a kid and don't have the same level of things to take care of the kid, what I need to present to the government or to the system. So there is a huge gap how we handle the adoption situation in this case. And I can see here like 50 million kids. It's an incredible number. Even we have a lot of opportunity to give kids a home, because there are a lot of parents becoming parents who want children to don't have the opportunity because they are not wealthy enough. And then you have the different discrimination levels where people want to but can't because they have the same sex as a partner. And yeah, this in total, how our system is working, it's unbelievable, and in some point it makes no sense. I completely understand that the people need to take care of the kids and they can't be getting in depression or something because they don't have enough money anymore, because they need to raise a kid or children now and don't have the imagination before how expensive a kid is. But then we need to, as a society, rethink this point and try to re-event to take a better look on that and tell the people how much it will be the cost and what we need to suffer as a parent when we have a kid, and that the kid is forever in your responsibility, and it will be last to the end until you yourself are dead, and that you need to take care of the kid. And I think a lot of parents in this point, they just wish a baby but don't understand that these kids will grow and be becoming a teenager, becoming an adult and all their stuff, and will be always your kid. I think we have a huge misunderstanding what it's mean to be a parent, because too many people just can create babies if they want to. And in certain way, I also have no idea how we can try to change the system, because um, I just try to use the system, but I'm not really in the process of the system. So probably the people in the process of the system, and of course the politician, need to change the certain way how we can adopt. And here in Portugal, it's also the case you can adopt from a different country if you want to, but also you need to have then the money for that to go to the country and pick up your kid. And this is sometimes easier to adopt in other countries than in your own country, what I don't understand at all. But this is what I researched so far. Maybe in the future I will do another episode in this case, since I will research this year and try also to open the process for it, because I heard, of course, if you want to have a newborn baby, then the process can be ages and really, really long, because everybody want to have a baby. So there's the other issue. In a certain age of a kid, it's it's not possible anymore for the kid to get adopted, because who wants a kid in its when it's 6 year old, or when it's 10, or when it's 12? So these kids in a certain stage of aging, they will not getting adopted at all. And it's breaking my heart, because in my point, of course, I want to have a younger child, because since I living in Portugal, I want to teach my kid German as well. I think in a certain age, it's difficult to teach this kid a certain language, or to teach my mother tongue to the kid if it's 12 or if it's 10. So in my imagination was, since I would love to have 3 kids, to have maybe a own kid, then adopt the kid with 6 when my kid is going to school, because then I can fight for it to that both children coming in the same class, because then that they as siblings can bond to each other better, in my opinion. And then when they changing school again, to adopt a kid in a certain age. And in a certain age, with 10, 9, or 12, it's easier to get the adoption done, because mostly these kids don't have the chance anymore to get adopted. And when I'm talking about all that stuff and how the dynamics working for children in a foster care or in an orphanage, I think it's the word for that, it's breaking my heart, because we have so many kids here in the world, 50 million. It's like the plus or minus this number, where we need to maybe rethink also as straight couple, that we maybe create one from our own and then start to adopt, because there are so many kids who literally want to have a home, and I think we need to start to get adoption more included in our society, since just if the majority of people start to adopt, then we can reinvent our system in this point. Yeah, that's was my episode for today, and I will keep you updated when I'm in the process, and also when I maybe have them adopt a child. And I hope you're doing well today. Here in Portugal, in Lisbon, the sun is out. It's super cold at the moment. But make your coffee, make your hot chocolate if it's cold in your country at the moment. If it's warm, going out, going to the beach, have a walk, have your time, and hugs and kisses from my side. If you want to support me, I have a Steady account and also a poetry book what I'm selling, but it's in German. So if you want to learn German, I think maybe my poetry book is a good start. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you a wonderful day.